Teves, binalik sa Pilipinas. NCAP, Antipur raw, Timor-Leste, tinakot, at marami pang iba. Kumusta for me? Ako nga pala si Avor Joseph and welcome sa News Worthy Recap Weekly Edition number 1 o 5. We have those covered since last week, so skip the chances provided if it piques your interest. NCAP, Antipur raw. Guess who's back? Back again. NCAP's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Sa pagbabalik ng No Contact Apprehension Policy o NCAP sa mga major roads o lansangan sa Kalakhang, Maynila, unti-unti nang nanggagalaiti ang ating mga motorista sa di umano'y istriktong pagpulis ng mga mananakay at, drivers in general. Ang sinasagaw nila, nasa camera ang pera. Nilift ng Korte Suprema ang implementasyon ng No Contact Apprehension Policy noong 2022 dahil sa mga komunikasyon sa legalidad at authority ng MMDA para magpatupad ng ganitong programa because they were supposed to be, or at least that's what the people said, na coordination lang ng traffic sa bansa. This came about coincidentally nang inihahanda ang pag-uumpisa ng EDSA rehabilitation sa paparating na Hunyo.
Kung magkakaroon na ng totoong pedestrian walkway, no, na hindi ka mukha ngayon na kung pedestrian ka sa EDSA, hindi mo alam kung tatamaan ka ng bus o tatamaan ka ng sasakyan. Kahapon po nag-inspect ako ng PhilAm station at dun po sa busway mismo, sa dedicated inner lane, nakatuklap na ho yung konkreto. Delikado po yun kasi pag dumaan doon ang bus at ngayon dumadaan ang mga bus doon, malaki po ang tsansa na tutuklap ang gulong. At pag tumuklap ang gulong, malaki ang tsansa na mag-out of control yung bus.
Ramon Ang, in partnership with DOTR, announces free tolls sa NLEX Connector habang isinasagawa ang EDSA rehabilitation para maibsan ang congestion na mararamdaman at pag-spread out palalo ng mga motorista at trapiko. Now, aside from those, naglaan din ang MMDA ng 20 new rerouting scheme para mapagaan palalo ang daloy ng trapiko sa Maynila in and around the area. Pero ano-ano nga ba ang mga major roads at thoroughfares or thoroughfares ang may implementasyon ng 4K cameras para sa panghuhuli sa mga kamote riders at drivers? From C1 to C5, Road 1 to Road 10, mayroon lang sang sakop ang NCAP. Ito ay ang mga Recto for C1, Mendoza and President Quirino Avenue sa C2, Araneta Avenue sa C3, kabuuan ng EDSA for C4, Carlos P. Garcia, Katipunan Avenue at Tandang Sora for C5. Sa mga radial roads naman, meron tayong Rojas Boulevard for Road 1, Taft Avenue for R2 or Road 2, South Superhighway for Road 3, Shaw Boulevard for Road 4, Ortigas Avenue for Road 5, Magsaysay at Aurora Boulevard for Road 6, Quezon at Commonwealth Avenue for Road 7, A. Bonifacio for Road 8, Rizal Avenue for Road 9, at Delpan, Marcos at MacArthur Highway para sa Road 10. So paano nga ba nanguhuli at kumikita ang NCAP? Well, first, makikita at nire-record ang mga violation ng mga motorista gamit ang CCTV o handy cameras. Magkakaroon at mag-undergo itong mga footage na ito, with a review at validation test sa headquarters ng mga nagche-check. Titingnan ang registration records sa LTO kung saan i-encode ang information ng mismong sasakyan sa NCAP, kung saan mapiprint ang iyong notice of violation at mamamail papunta sa address ng nasa NCAP. Noong nagpatupad din ng panibagong odd-even scheme ang MMDA para mas lalo pang mapigilan ang pagdami ng pagdaloy ng trapiko, although kung mayaman ang isang pamilya, they most definitely have more than one car with a different ending number just for that specific purpose. So with plates ending in odd numbers only allowed for Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, samantalang plates ending in even numbers are allowed only for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with Sundays and holidays allowed for everyone. So, of course, a lot of detractors, mga maka-anti-poor raw ang NCAP. Most of them, puro kamote, of course. Kasi kahit ako, I support NCAP. I don't really ride motorcycles anymore. Kung ayaw nyong masak sa traffic, katulad mga nakikita nyo in your motors, mag-commute kayo. Nakita nyo naman na mabilis ang daloy sa linyang pang PUV, di ba? I mean, even share the sentiments na sometimes yung mga may fines na krimen, it just makes crime legal so long as you're rich. Pero itong galit nyo sa NCAP, this is very, very unfounded. Kung hindi nyo gusto ng ganito, edi pumunta ka sa PUV. Di ba? Walang magandang idudulot yung galit nyo sa NCAP because this shall stay for most. Okay? This should be in place. Kasi nakikita natin yung inyong pagsunod sa batas, lalo na kung computer vision ang gamit. And I agree, dapat mas lalo pang pahirapan ang mga taong ito, lalo na yung mga gustong mag-drive sa kanilang inefficient mode of transport. Tandaan natin na on 2024 alone, inabot ng 160,000 new motorcycles ang binibili kada buwan. Ang daming kamote nun. We should make it a harder choice for motorists to bring their own car or motorcycle. Kailangan din nating pagandahin ang public transportation sa ating bansa. Huwag iasa sa mga jeepneys, sa mga cooperatives na mga e-jeepneys. Let's make it so obvious of a choice that, we have to just let them be stuck in traffic or choose a better and more efficient alternative route. Hindi na dadagdagan ng traffic. On the contrary, napilitan lang kayong sumunod sa batas trapiko kung saan nasustuck kayo sa traffic. Nararanasan nyo lang yung traffic na dinadagdag nyo noon, pero overall, malamang, bumaba ang time spent on traffic kasi hindi kayo nagwe-weaving. Hindi kayo nagpupunta sa kung saan saang linya just because you can. Meron na kayong sariling motorcycle lane. Tigilan na natin ang pagiging kamote. Nagagalit kayo sa traffic. Tapos kapag nagkaroon ng earnest attempt to change how much we spend on traffic, which is one of the longest and most expensive in the whole world, by the way, lalo na noong 2024. Diba galit kayo sa traffic? Kayo ang nagpapatraffic with your weaving at hindi pagsunod sa batas trapiko. Magagalit kayo kapag nag-enforce. Gusto nyo pa tanggalin ang bike lanes dahil wala raw gumagamit. Mga kamoto yung nagsasabing anti po rito dahil puro kasi kayo violation. Galit na galit kayo na maraming fines. Just don't violate the rules, God. Wag lang kayong lagpas sa linya nyo sa motorcycle lane. That's it. And so are the kind of things that we should be talking sa mga private cars. Ganun din ang dapat natin sabihin. Don't fucking weave. This is not growth pains. That's poor management at balahurang pagbibigay ng lisensya para sa motor at kotse. And yung mga kamote drivers dyan, please. Gusto nyo ng pagbabago. Gusto nyo yung mga nakikita nyo sa ibang bansa. Well, ginagawa sa ating bansa. Ginagawa sa Pilipinas. Pero parang kayo, ayaw nyo lang ituloy pa. Teves, balik Pilipinas. After more than 2 years of delayed justice, bumalik na si alleged assassination conspirator and mastermind expelled Negros Oriental 3rd District Representative Arnolfo Teves Jr. para harapin ang mga paratang sa kanya regarding the Pamplona massacre. Arnie Teves is coming home. 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 Lord, he's been off to Timor-Leste for so long. In March 2024, Arnolfo Teves Jr. was found in Timor-Leste after a year of hiding kaugnay sa pagpatay kay Negros Oriental Governor last year.
Ang motibo ko ngayon gagawin? Di ba? Hindi rin magiging benepisyaryo ako at ang kapatid ko. Dahil kung mawala ang gobernador, ang uupo naman ang vice governor. Hindi naman ang kapatid ko na talagang nanalo ng eleksyon, pero hindi ko alam anong magic na nangyari na pinababa sa pwesto ang aking kapatid.
The Pamplona massacre killed 10 people, including Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo noong March 2023, habang namimigay sila ng aid para sa mga beneficiaries ng 4Ps. Idineklarang terorista si Teves kasama ang 12 pang individual kaugnay sa assassination ng isang prominenteng figura ng politika sa kanilang lugar. Shortly after idineklarang terorista, the House of Representatives voted to expel Teves Jr. sa kanyang posisyon at ang kanyang paghingi ng political asylum sa Timor-Leste, which basically means gusto niyang abandonahin ang posisyon niya sa House of Representatives at pagsayaw niyang nakasando at shorts sa isang Facebook live stream.
Mr. Teves entered Timor-Leste a week ago, trying to seek a special asylum status in Timor-Leste.
As a critical juncture that the House rose above and beyond the noise and clutter of local politics and patronage, Representative Arnolfo A. Teves Jr. is held to higher ethical standards, especially when the acts contained of violates the very same laws our Congress has arduously passed. Public officials must be reminded of the mantra, public office is a public trust. Number one, his ongoing persistent pursuit of his application for political asylum in the country of Timor-Leste. Number two, his continuous absence without leave. And number three, his indecent behavior portrayed in social media. After a thorough discussion, this committee, by a unanimous vote of its members, recommends to the House of Representatives the imposition of the penalty of expulsion from the House of Representatives upon Arnolfo Ari Teves Jr.
Before they found Teves, kinansela ng Pilipinas ang pasaporte nito so that he will be legally declared an alien. Kung nasa ibang bansa talaga siya, resulting in an immediate deportation procedure because, he would be an undocumented illegal immigrant. Nung una parang all is going well at makakabalik na si Teves sa bansa with Timor-Leste, granting PH extradition request laban kay Teves preparing for takeoff. He was placed under house arrest, although, shortly thereafter, siya ay pinalaya with this great photo op na parang napalaya at naakwit na siya sa kanyang kaso. Hindi inalintana ito ng Pilipinas dahil albeit mabagal, nag-grant naman na ang extradition request ng Pilipinas. They just had to wait. Pero in a bombshell ruling ng isang korte sa Timor-Leste, nireject nito ang request ng Pilipinas na i-extradite at i-deport pabalik sa Pilipinas si Teves because, political persecution, blah, 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 blah. Nang galaiti si DOJ Secretary Crispin Remulla. Why is this small country trying to impede our legal process, denying justice to the bereaved family? Gusto nyo makapasok sa ASEAN, di ba? You better act right kasi gagamitin namin to. Uncooperative motherfucker.
It is not going to be pleasant for Timor-Leste because they're applying to be in the ASEAN. And we are one of the founding fathers of the ASEAN. But we were filing an MR. But there are other branches of government moving, especially that there were commitments made before about this matter is just a very simple matter of an undocumented Filipino who's accused of a crime to be returned to the country.
Alas, nang pumunta na si President Marcos sa Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia para umattend sa 2025 ASEAN Summit, inendorso niya ang bid ng Timor-Leste na maging miyembro ng Association of Southeast Asian Nations, sealing the fate of Arnolfo Teves in the hands of the Filipinos he will soon be visiting.
Your Majesty, Excellencies, as one community, it is imperative that we provide whole of community support to Timor-Leste as it continues its meaningful journey towards full ASEAN membership. Timor-Leste's membership can only strengthen our ASEAN community as it expands the reach of ASEAN's united front to face the challenges of the 21st century.
After a productive and definitely a lot of negotiations, the government of Timor-Leste has now sent the accused and fugitive Arnolfo Teves Jr. back to his home country to face charges and trial regarding the Pamplona massacre.
I am not sure. I wasn't in the summit. I cannot venture any guess. Ano yan? That's an executive function. If they're asserting the right of the executive, or really the role of the executive to represent the sovereign of the country. Sovereignty issue yan eh. And it is beyond many things judicial already, I think, in my opinion. May due process lahat yan. We even we assured the executive of Timor-Leste that we will do things as in observing all the tenets of due process and fair play. Unlike the victims who died here, there was no fair play when 13 people were murdered. Pinatay po yung 13 tao rito, kaya hindi ho ito basta-basta pinag-uusapan at hindi ho ito ginagawang kampihan. Ang mahalaga po, yung mga pamilya na nawalan po ng mga mahal sa buhay, magkaroon ng hustisya.
Naglantang at parang caught off guard daw ang kampo ni Teves, saying na they were surprised na hinuli si Teves because nung nakaraan lang hindi panayagan na kunin ng Pilipinas si Teves, but he will be now facing justice, or at least he will now be facing the charges brought against him. Kasi sa totoo lang, bakit ba siya umalis ng bansa? Bakit ba tinataguan niya ang hustisya sa Pilipinas? Why did he not defend himself, lalo na sa mata ng publiko, by seeking asylum elsewhere? Parang sinasabi niya na masyadong malakas ang pagbubuska sa akin, na tinatawag or pinapakita nilang guilty agad ako. You're not really persecuted legally. You're not really being politically persecuted kasi there's some strong evidence to back that up. But again, wala akong sinasabi. Again, alleged lang siya. Alleged conspirator and alleged mastermind sa pagpatay kay Robel de Camo. And I'm not saying that he is, but a lot of people think he did do whatever they were trying to convict him something of.
First of all, the arrest happened last night at around 9 p.m. Dili time, which is 1 hour ahead of Manila time. He was arrested by members of the Immigration Police together with his lawyer, Dr. Joao Serra, and they were taken to the compound of the Ministry of the Interior building. No reason was given for the arrest according to Mr. Serra, nor was a warrant or any written instrument authorizing the arrest shown to my client or to Attorney Serra. He seems upbeat, he is convinced of his innocence, and he is suspicious of the fact that the timing coincided with the ASEAN Summit.
At yan, pagtarposing news and worthy recap weekly edition for roughly the 5th or 4th week of May 2025. Mag-search sa more topics and corrections sa balitas if you feel I misrepresented them in any way. Salamat sa panonood, makapang-warming, like, subscribe, and follow my links sa socials and for Joseph that would be linked down below. So, susunod, of course.